Hello, my name is Gabe Tesch. Welcome to Inland Northwest Extraorinaires. Today, my guest is Steve McBride at Skillskins. How you doing?
I'm great, Gabe. How about yourself?
I am living the dream.
All right.
So first of all, tell us about your business.
Sure thing. Well, first off, thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to be here and be able to talk about our business. It's Skillskin. So we're a nonprofit based here in Spokane that exists to empower people, enhance opportunities, and enrich communities. We primarily accomplish this, through employment
Right.
and employment opportunities for people with disabilities.
Okay, cool. So now that we know what your business does, tell us something that most people don't know about your business.
Well, since we don't raise any money, I think there's a lot of people that don't know what we do. So, again, we're based here in Spokane. We have federal contracts that we work on here at Fairchild Air Force Base, Malmstrom Air Force Base in Great Falls, Montana, and F.E. Warren in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And we do everything from grounds work to custodial work, food service. We have our hands in some light manufacturing here in Spokane. We do employment services for people living with disabilities. And we also do bill pay services. And I can't wait to talk more about that. But I'd say the biggest thing that people don't know is we clean windows. We purchased a company called A&W Windows. It's been around for 31 years. We picked them up in August of 2021, and we're really jumping into this world, so we're really excited to learn about it.
That's really awesome, and I bet that's a kind of a big booming theme because with Coeur d'Alene being the fastest growing real estate, with how many apartment buildings you see being built up and houses, I bet there's a lot of windows to clean right now.
Well, you're definitely ahead of the curve from me because I didn't realize just what a big market window cleaning was. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, with all the building, restaurants reopening, they need clean windows. Yeah, everybody needs clean windows.
Right, and definitely. So I want to go back to so people with disabilities, you help them get jobs and stuff. So what's that like? How does that work and stuff? Is it just kind of helping people get jobs that like kind of just kind of go more into detail about that.
Yeah, sure thing. So we think changing the world happens through employment, through opportunity and
Mhm.
inclusive employment. And that includes, adults who are living with a disability. Yeah, we know the numbers that get thrown out there is about 80% of people with a disability are not employed. Many
Right.
of them want to be employed. So we create those opportunities through our commercial operations, our federal contracts, and also just serve people that we contract with the county. And they ask us to help find people's jobs through some of their programs. So we have a lot of different ways we try to help people. And that's how we're doing it, one person at a time.
Right, that's super cool. How did this start? How did you guys become passionate about this and stuff?
Sure thing. Yeah. Skillskin's been around for 51 years.
Wow.
I know, right? It all started with a group of families here in Spokane that had children that were living with a disability. And they were kind of wondering what's next. Like, what are their kids going to do? And they were looking for employment opportunities, and it just wasn't around then. So they created this nonprofit, tried to find contracts in the community, working their relationships, and it worked. We've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
Some people on this broadcast might remember us going to their porches and picking up items. We did that back in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
To right now, we're doing, relatively, high-tech manufacturing, like real specific stuff. Shoot, we're working with a company right now that their whole goal is to get rid of single-use plastics in the hotel industry. And so we make these soap dispensers right here in Spokane. Every day they're shipping these things all over the world, and we get to be a part of that.
That's super cool. So there's a lot going on. Like, oh my gosh, it's just like a bunch of different stuff. That's super cool. How many like different avenues and stuff there are. So how long have you had it?
Well, I got involved with the operation. I'm the VP of operations.
Okay.
And so I'm a part of a team of people that make this happen. Again, we have about 350 employees, and, you know, we're all working hard to, again, change the world. I've been here 4 years, though.
Okay, wow. That's super cool. Tell me how did you yourself get involved in that?
Sure. Well, it's a good story, Gabe. My career has mostly been around sales, everything from LASIK eye surgery to medical devices. Started a company that did at-home sleep testing and actually sold industrial and residential paint coatings too.
Okay.
And I was at a party and met our CEO, Brian Beeler, and we just started talking. And I knew after that conversation that the passion that he had, all the different opportunities that they were going after, that I just had to work there. And so we were able to kind of put together a deal after, I think it was maybe about a year of us talking. And that's when I jumped on board. And I can't believe I didn't find this kind of work earlier. I really have a passion for, mission-driven work.
Right, yeah. So share us experience or like like a story that has left a big impact on you and your business and like your employees.
Well, there's many, but one that comes to mind, Gabe, is maybe a story about authenticity. When I first got to Skillskin, something was off for me. I'm like, why is everyone so happy? Right? I had not experienced this at work before. And so I started to really kind of study the culture, really engage, see what's going on. And there was a commonality that kept coming through with all the employees. And that was really this authentic, genuine self, is how I describe it. People were the same way as they were at work, as they were at home, as they were at their grocery store. And I came to believe that authenticity was really a path for happiness and engagement. Like, it was like magic.
Right.
So I really tried to, I know for myself, I definitely changed. I brought more of who I was to work. I didn't wear a work hat and an at-home hat. And as I've merged those, things into one person, it's been transformative.
Right, definitely. That's super cool. And I think that's a good lesson to take into everything is kind of just, like at work you would think you have to be super serious, but it's also about having fun. Like for myself, I mean, I race cars, which is a super competitive and super serious thing. But one thing I've learned is that I also have to have fun with it. And if I'm not having fun, then what's the point?
Well, I wish I would have heard that advice when I was your age, because I agree with you. Yes,
Right.
I think that's, as we move through this world, that's kind of a secret, right? If you can pair that fun, that engagement, that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
seems like a good recipe for a great life to me.
Right, yeah, exactly. Um, so going back to your business, can you share like a huge struggle you guys gone through?
Well, that's one thing I've learned in business is that there's continuous struggles, right? Maybe something that's top of mind right now, I think many people can relate to, is recruiting and retention of employees. It's just hard right now. We're all struggling across the board, and we certainly haven't overcome it yet, but we're working on it. Skillskin, we're a mission-oriented organization. We're trying to continue to develop our purpose-driven culture. We think there's something to offer there. If you want to be part of, changing the world and doing good for others, we're that company. And so as I learn more about, what people are looking for, what employees are looking for, they really want to hear about like the why. Why do I show up?
Mm-hmm.
Why does this business exist? So we're trying to tell our story and kind of bring along people with the ride.
Right, yeah. Seems kind of everything's about the why, and definitely stories are big things.
Right? That's we're humans, right? We engage in, or at least I do, I'd say, when I hear, stories, they just really can impact me. So
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to, tell ours.
Right, yeah, definitely. And that's I know a huge challenge everyone's facing because I mean, my dad runs a business. I know a lot of business owners and finding employees and stuff. That's definitely a big thing right now.
Yes, it is. And I think all of us are looking at like, what are our relationships? What are the community partnerships that we have? Where are we going to go and recruit from, non-traditional um, ways?
Right, yeah, definitely. So from these struggles and stuff, what have you learned?
So maybe we can just narrow it down into, well, here, the struggles around retention. Well, we learned we have to tell our story. We have to engage with people and really bring them along with why they're here. So again, that changing of the world. Want to be part of that? Do you want to have purpose? Skillskin can offer that. And that's one thing we've definitely learned. We've doubled down on our relationships and really about mission. Like there's been a few different times over the past couple years where we had to make decisions that were just really hard, but we looked to our values and we let them guide us
Hmm.
in our decision making process. And I know for me personally, I can't ever be a part of an organization that isn't values driven because when you start making decisions along those lines, you're strong, you're authentic, and I think there's a lot of power behind that.
Right, definitely. And core values is a definitely a big important thing. I mean, as a race car driver, I'm always looking for sponsorships and like looking for sponsorships. I want like people that have the same core values as me and stuff. And so I think that's a super big important thing and that gets you far in life.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's something you get to offer, right? Yeah. To
Hmm.
your sponsors. When you have alignment like that, there's power there. And it'll be very natural for you to, get behind them.
Right, yeah, definitely. So what is your vision or goal for the community and like what you're doing?
Well, I'd say Skillskin's vision is really about being the company most known for creating and implementing the model for inclusion for adults with disabilities. A lot of words, right? Like, what does that mean? Uh,
Yeah.
we're trying to open up opportunities. If businesses see a whole group of people that they haven't accessed historically over time, if we can help them understand the benefits and find the right people, like kind of how you're matching up with sponsors, we find the right people for the right culture in their business, we think that can change the world.
Yeah, and that's super cool how many opportunities you're giving people, like people with disabilities and stuff. That's just so many opportunities for people like that, and that's just a really cool thing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely proud of that.
Yeah. Um, so um, so I would like to ask you some more personal questions and stuff.
Uh-oh. No.
What is a habit that has led to your success in business and life?
So something that's helped me is creating structures for decision making that really go along with gut instinct. I definitely rule through and make a lot of decisions through that instinct, right? That's a good way for me to operate around the world, but
Mm,
I've had to create some structure around that to help my decision making process be right more often. And the way I do that mostly is through relationships, meaningful relationships with experts in their industry. Really getting to know people that have a wide range of experience, bouncing ideas off them, and seeing what kind of feedback comes back. Those trusted relationships that you can just ask the hard questions and they're not going to blow smoke when they answer. Like
Yeah.
those are the people that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's everything. Um, who is a person you would like to meet in the business world and why?
Well, okay, it sounds kind of cliche, but Elon Musk is someone that I would like to meet.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be super cool to pick his brain. That guy is so smart and stuff. I just watched a documentary with him, and I think that would be someone I like to meet too.
Right? Yeah, like expert at creating teams, can move mountains, and someone who has that drive. I imagine this conversation is quite boring with him. Like if I'm having it, he's probably thinking about building spaceships
Yeah.
and talking to me.
Right, right. It was so funny. I was actually I don't know who was I was having the conversation with, but so like I said, I race cars, and so I was like, huh, if I ever made a car company, I'd want to call it Tesla because that's my last name, Tesh. But then I was like, oh crap, Elon Musk took my idea because he's got Tesla.
Totally stole it.
So that's super cool. That's really funny. Um, what book, like, what's a book you read that has really impacted you, or a book you would recommend to someone that's kind of in that business world that wants to start a business or something?
Sure. Well, a book and a tool that I've used in business, Gallup has a tool called the Strengths Finder Assessment. Um, if you haven't heard about it, everybody, yeah, I think you should take a peek. They have a kind of corresponding book called, I want to say it's called Strengths-Based Leadership. And that changed my world. I think when people are really focused on what they're good at and managed to that, you can move a lot quicker in business. You're putting the right people in the right places. It's a unicorn, right? When one person's good at everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met, maybe anyone that's good at everything. So pulling together your teams, utilizing their strengths, and pushing something forward together, that's been a book that really changed my world. And I can definitely
Right.
recommend.
Having people around you and having just a team, so you can go to someone that's maybe better at this than you, because I know everyone doesn't have all the same qualities. So that's a super cool. That's really interesting. What's that book called again?
Strengths-based leadership.
That's really cool.
Yep. I'll raise my hand first, right? Yeah, it's like if you think you know everything, shoot. You got a lot to learn.
Right. So how do our viewers and stuff like get involved with your company and get to know you, or
Sure. Well, the easiest way is, we are a nonprofit. We do exist to help adults with disabilities, but we don't raise money. All we're asking for is to do business with us. Give us an opportunity to clean your windows.
Yeah.
Maybe you own a business and you need your business cleaned. Just look us up, find out what we're into, and if there's an opportunity for us to have a service that you need, we'll show up, we'll take care of you, and that's the easiest way to engage. The other way is if you have jobs, if you're looking for people, come find us, find me on LinkedIn, engage, and we'll help try to match someone that kind of matches with your culture and your needs. And you can help us.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Before we go today, what are some words of wisdom that you would like to say?
Well, that's a tough question to be asking me. I don't know what I have on that. I might say this. I was thinking about this earlier as I was kind of walking up the stairs. And, there's just really, in my opinion, no such thing as a self-made person. Everyone has those forks in the road, those people that help them, open doors for them. And I believe that to be true. And so when people look to deepen their relationships, deepen their connections, I think you can really, go far and help serve your community. I know that about Spokane, right? All the big things that are happening here, it isn't just, one person that gets these things done. It might start with an idea, it might be written on a napkin, but a group of people comes together and we can, make great things happen.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about community. Well, thank you so much, Steve, for being on the show. That was awesome to hear about sealskins and stuff. Thank you so much again.
Gabe, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And drive fast, drive safe.
Thank you.